Lions. Now, the Chicago Lions, well-known rugby program up in the beautiful Windy City. That is the Windy City in Chicago. What can you tell us about them, the Chicago Lions, the women's outfit?
Certain that the Chicago Lions number of players come from the Chicago North Shore outfit, which is the second place team from the 15s championship, so probably interested in avenging that close contest as well. They played against the perennial powerhouse Orsu team, which is also here in the sevens. So a great deal of overlap in the different codes of the game. So we're in for a treat for this match coming up.
And then Philadelphia, what can you tell us about them, the plucky little outfit from the city of sisterly love this time?
So this one of the programs that actually has the 7s and 15s integrated, so a number of the players that you'll see in the different Division I championship matches or things that they'll come up, we'll also see these 7s players showcased.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Both two very, very strong outfits here, Philadelphia and Chicago. So Philadelphia, ball in hand on the right of your screen. They will get things started here. Nice high little kickoff. Well fielded though. Taken in there by Lauren Trout, wearing the 1 jersey for the Lions. And they will go straight on the attack out of their own end. They move the ball out to the left. Nice little pass there. Now one-on-one. We have a player out in the wing there. That looks like number 4 in Mastrangello. And she is a speedster, Mastrangello, so look out for her. Still here, just a little bit of indecision from the Lions here. The defense, very solid from Philadelphia to start with. Bend, not break philosophy as they drift across field, letting the Chicago play with the ball. That's a nice little dummy, and she's through. Great scrambling tackle, though, from Philadelphia. Drags her down, but they're inside Philadelphia territory now. Chicago still with the ball. They move it out to the right. One-on-one, this 7s. Look at that beautiful hard run. There you see a little bit of 15s from Christine Field as she just charges that ball into the teeth of the defense.
That's Christian Field, the captain of the North Shore program that we talked about earlier.
Again, it's good to see a lot of these 15s clubs getting together to put together competitive 7s outfits. There are a few bodies on the 15 side that probably don't suit 7s the best. Beautiful little loop around there from the Chicago players. Now, we saw a makeshift side in the first one in the Blue Bonnets. Cohesion was lacking. Not so with the Chicago Lions. You talked about the North Shore players coming in and joining this side. They look like they've been playing together for years, this outfit.
Certainly just well drilled. They're using as much of the field as they can, going coast to coast, really making Philly work for their tackles.
Oh, they are, definitely. Philadelphia on their heels at the moment. There's a pass that goes astray, and that could be a pressure reliever there for Philadelphia. They actually recover, and they'll go straight onto the attack. Ball pops out the back. Well fielded, though, there. And then a little bit of a scramble as Francesca Schneider gets on that ball. We're going to play the knock on anyway. And referee Mrs. Griffith there, Miss Griffith, I should say, blows that one up. And tells a little bit about, is Val Griffith the referee?
Yes. Val, actually a former player for the San Diego Surfers as well, able to make sure that she can contribute for both parts of the game. So a number of different female athletes are starting to pick up the whistle, as well as Leah Berard, who is at the Women's Rugby World Cup right now representing the U.S.
I think globally that's been a big initiative from most federations to start getting former players to pick up the whistle. We're going to chat with Kurt Weaver a little later. He's a name that most people will know with USA Rugby and refereeing, and we'll ask him some of those hard questions as well. And we go back to the action here. Chicago with the ball going around the outside beautifully. Beaten Bender. She's got a clean set of heels. Still with the ball. They're on the attack. They're about 5 meters out from the line, tantalizingly close to the sideline, and they get tossed over beautifully. It's been a good little start to this game, Katie. Philadelphia defending well, and we've seen Chicago definitely very explosive with ball in hand as well.
Yeah, so doing a great job to move the ball as much as they can to create opportunities, and Philadelphia is just doing well to scramble and make sure that they're covering the different spaces. There's just not many striking runs that we've seen so far.
Nice little steal on the line out there from Chicago. They remain on attack inside the 22 of Philly. Ball comes out. We talked about this speeder before. Beaten Bender. She gets around the outside, back on the inside. Beaten Bender showing that beautiful footwork. Dots it down as easy as you like. High fives all around. She's pumped up. She's had 7 cans of Red Bull this morning. Beaten Bender. Look at that. Beautiful stuff from her. And that'll take the score out to 5 points to 0. Chicago draw first blood. And Katie, you talked about how the continuity and the ball distribution has looked. It looked like finally it just tied that Philly defense out.
Absolutely, and Biedenbender is a player that's a product of some high school programs in the Wisconsin state area. Just the more you can see the number of players that have this level of experience, it helps and works with the cohesion within the team. Just great field vision and fantastic speed that she has.
There are some great programs up in the Great White North. We're talking to the communications manager for USA Rugby, Laura Gill. She's from up there, the Great White North. She was a proud Wisconsinian. You're going to have to help me out with that one. I could get myself in a cheesehead. We'll stick with that. One's easy to know. And also from Minnesota, Hannah Stolber over in the World Cup. She's at the Glendale Raptors, also from up in Minnesota. So some good players coming out of that area. And Beaton Bender from the youth program up there looks like she is joining them. Back to the action now. Philadelphia with the ball. They field the kickoff well. Driving it forward. Still in their own half, about 30 out from the line. It looked like a bit of a wayward pass. They pull it in nicely. Now it's out to the winger. One-on-one. Beautiful, beautiful tackle there. That's number 5, Kelsey Reed. She done really well. It looked like there could have been trouble there as Francesca Snyder got on the outside of her player. And no way. She pulls her in beautifully. Now Chicago with the ball. Comes to that girl we mentioned before. Out now. They look dangerous. They play a very tight game. Here's Beaton Bender again, looking on the loop on the outside, backing herself one-on-one. Nice tackle there, though, from Hallinan. She brings her down. Still, they're on the attack in Philly's half. They've got such a beautiful passing game, the Chicago Lions. They distribute very well amongst each other. Very quick at the breakdown. Nice little fight there, but Philly scrambling well. 22 out from the line. They come out to the left. It's with Sarah Kish again, and she moves the ball out. Beaton Bender with the ball, one-on-one. What's she going to do? She looks back inside. She's well met, though. I've been really impressed with this Philadelphia defense. They've done very well to contain some dangerous players from Chicago. Oh, she'll only go one way. We talked about Christine Field before, the hard-running number 3, and she just strides right through. Beautiful stuff and dots it down under the post. She doesn't get as excited as Beaton Bender. Maybe scored a few more tries, but good stuff from her.
I think Christian Field, a product of the Penn State Collegiate program as well, former player for University of Colorado, and currently part of the Chicago North Shore women's program, has just a great early-on pedigree. Former collegiate tennis player for University of Colorado as well. Again, talking about that crossover sport athletes, but she's done a fantastic job and a really great display of leadership early on in this game.
Yeah, she's been everywhere. Penn State, Colorado, Chicago. I'd like to be a realtor. You'd almost retire on her alone.
And also a product of the USA Sevens program as well. Has represented the U.S. in that code and also plays the 15-a-side game.
Yeah, you can definitely see that 15 influence. She's a hard-running player, and she gets it down, and we get things restarted here. Philadelphia really haven't ventured outside their own half apart from the kickoff at the start of the game as Hallahan takes it in nicely. Again, just looking to keep it tight here as they pick and drive. Another one as Tunney takes a run now. Advantage coming, Griffith, she'll blow it up, penalty there, offside, and that was the good work from Tunney on the quick pick and go. They tap quickly and move it out to the left. There's some space here if they can move it. One more. Here it is. Oh, just took a look up. Big contact there. These two have been going at each other all day. It looks like little Kilmeck, Kelsey Reed from Chicago, sorry, and Colette D'Angelo out in this wing here. They've been going at each other hammer and tong all afternoon. And it looks like it might be going to the Chicago player, the points so far. Ball comes down to Chicago. They're just on halfway as they go on the attack now. Could be trouble here. She's got a clean set of heels. That's Sarah Kish. She goes right around the Philadelphia players, brings it back under the post. Another try. And what looked like the first part of promising attack for Philadelphia breaks down. And just like that, another try for the Chicago Lions.
In the game of sevens, just you have to be quick that the game's going to transfer from attack to defense early on. You see Philly a little bit of fatigue setting in with just all that extra effort that they're putting to try to combat the attacking strikes that are coming from the Chicago Lions. Yeah,
referee's whistle goes. It takes us to halftime, 17 points to 0. It looks like Chicago leading over Philly now. And Katie, what you've seen so far, obviously, it almost seems clear. We're going to see some of these clubs that are going to go on. Some who may be here for the first time and are building to something better, but tell me a little bit more what you think about that Chicago effort in that first 7 minutes from them.
Absolutely. You can see the differential between teams that specialize in the sevens program, and Chicago Lions is a program that specifically exists for women for sevens code, and they're doing quite well. Just a great work of cohesiveness. They're spreading the field as wide as they can, moving the ball, and really tiring out Philly's defensive efforts.
Yeah, you saw a lot of ball movement in the first 7 minutes, and that could pay dividends late in this second half when that fitness comes into it and fatigue. If you're the Philly coaching staff, what are you saying to your players right now to try to get them back into this game?
Just hold tight to their defensive structure as much as they can and commit to it. Make your tackles one-on-one. Do what you can to just combat as many striking runs as you can from Chicago.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be tough for Philly. They are a good little outfit, very, very plucky in defense. They defend very well. But Chicago just look too classy right now, and we're going to go back to the action as we've got 7 more minutes here in this game. And Chicago leading 21, sorry, I got the score wrong there, 21 points to 0. Chicago over Philly. If you're just joining us this morning, I'm Dan Power, and I'm joined by Katie Worst right now. And we've already seen Berkeley put their authority on this tournament with a convincing win over the Blue Bonnets out of Texas and Oklahoma. Right now, the Chicago girls doing the same thing, 21 points to 0 over Philadelphia.
Yes, Dan, we saw Mati Tonga from Berkeley All Blues, really just that offensive threat. And so far what we're seeing with Chicago Lions is Brittany Biedenbender doing great work to kind of match maybe the tools later on if those teams meet up.
Oh, salivating at the thought of that battle. Biedenbender versus Mati Tonga, 2 speedsters here today. We join it back now. There's Philly with the ball. Let's see what they can do. They move it out to the left. They have looked promising when they've had the ball in hand. They just haven't had the territory to do much with it. Comes out wide now. Again, great defense from Chicago. She's been absolutely outstanding today. Kelsey Reed, her defense one-on-one has been phenomenal and stopped a lot of attacking problems for the Chicago outfit. Ball comes down now. One-on-one, she goes around it. That's a beautiful run there from Tanya Carlson. She goes back on the inside. Carlson, beautiful stuff. Easy as you like, just dots it down under the post. Tanya Carlson, beautiful stuff from her.
Just a fantastic display by Chicago Lions early of just the transition from defense to attack early on. Did a great job to create depth for themselves and made it work.
Yeah, if you're Rick Suggett and you're sitting here watching these games, you're excited. There's a lot of talent coming through for women's rugby in the USA. Some of these girls are just phenomenal athletes, and it's very, very exciting times ahead, especially with 2016 almost on top of us here, the Rio Games. The girls are in a great spot to get down there and do some damage in the medal.
Certainly, and the challenge for a program or a coach as Rick Suggett is just the geography of our country alone. We've got programs from all over, as far as Hawaii to the East Coast to the West Coast. So if you're a female rugby player looking for an opportunity to play sevens, there's a team for you out there. Well,
we've got teams in here today from Hawaii. They'll be up next, the Mana Wahine. Hopefully everyone's safe over there, joining in, watching Hawaii with the hurricanes that came through there. Yeah, hoping you guys are doing well. We join the action again now. Beautiful little run there. That's Francesca Snyder. She's been busy, very recognizable with that very long hair down the back, Snyder. And now it comes out. Again, handling errors hurting Philadelphia as they try to attack out of their own end. Referee playing advantage. I doubt Chicago will need it. If they can move the ball quickly, there's an opportunity to the left. They come back that way. Nice little pass. Carlson again, one-on-one on the outside of Snyder. And Snyder, she just didn't have the pace to go with Carlson. Tanya Carlson gets her second try in as many minutes. And that looked like they'll wrap things up here for the Chicago outfit. And she's come on very strong in the second half, Tanya Carlson, hasn't she?
Absolutely. I mean, just great pace from Tanya Carlson. Just a great display of fitness, too, in the waning minutes of this match. Just another opportunity between Carlson and Biedenbender. We've got some great speedsters here on the Chicago Lions team.
Yeah, like you said, it's early days. We're into the second game of the tournament. There's a long way to go, but you almost get the feeling that this Chicago team and that All Blues team, they're going to meet at some stage. I really hope they do, because they're both very, very exciting sides. Very strong in defense, which is very important for the Sevens to be able to defend. It's easy to score points. You've got a lot of real estate and a lot of fast players, so it all comes down to defense, and both sides very impressive so far. There we go, things restarting here. Goes to Schneider. Oh, very close there. Chicago come flying through. They'll take the ball anyway. They come out now to the right. Beautiful little run there. Mastrangelo. She moves it out. That's number 5 now in Reed. She's looked dangerous. She's been great in defense, Reed. Let's see what she can do. Ball in hand. She gets around her opposite. She's dragged desperately close to the sideline, and the referee indicates she's gone over it. Beautiful scrambling defense from Philly. They look to go quick. Well stopped from Chicago, though. And again, we saw Reed. We've seen her defend very strongly out in that wing, and she also looks like she's got some gas in offense as well. Certainly
showed a great bit of attacking prowess with a good handoff and just made sure that she earned those hard yards, getting herself in good position.
There we go. Philly with the throw in. That's better. Well taken. They're going to attack. They're down on the scoreboard. They need to go out on attack here. They're going to go out in their shield, these girls. They bring it out. Puts it onto the foot. It's a foot race. It's well defended, though. Chicago, very classy outfit. Sweeper goes back beautifully. That's Mastrangelo again. Whoa, beautiful fend from Mastrangelo. 1-on-1, she strides away. A well-earned try there for her. Dots it down over the try line. Another score for the Chicago Lions, and they just extend that lead even further, Katie.
Just great skill displayed by Tina Mastrangelo there. Just a player that's been involved with the different age grade U.S. national programs too, coming up through the ranks. A good example of just how that player pathway is developing these athletes. One that's taken a bit of time off, and we're happy to see her back here in the game.
Oh, certainly are. She's looking good too. And that's what we talked about. You talked about the pathway. It's becoming more and more transparent how these young players who are picking up rugby at high school, it's becoming more and more prevalent in high schools across America than, say, 5-10 years ago. The pathway is starting to clear itself on if you're young and you're playing rugby and you want to play at the highest level, you now have a clear indication of where to go and what to do to get there.
Just a great opportunity for fans at home tuning in, seeing the different state rugby organizations that are popping up with their national championship series to tune in so that you can see them here on the Sevens field today.
Oh, yeah, definitely outstanding. And that's a big part of it as well. And we're going to try to do our best to bring you all the action today. And we'll get back to that as Philly finally get a little bit of possession and starting to get some territory as they rumble up towards halfway. Better as they recycle possession now. Wayward pass, can she pick it up? Oh, no. Unfortunately not. That looked like Hallinan there, the number 6. And she's a tall athlete, and they're always those taller players reaching down to pick up the ball. It's always tough. You never want to get one down at your ankles.
Yeah, probably slight fatigue usually sets in when you start seeing balls drop. It's just an issue of it getting closer towards the end of the game. And really, this is where fitness is key to the Sevens code.
Here we go, Mastrangelo with the ball, and we talked about her a moment ago. Tough pass, goes back, plenty of pressure from Snyder, but it's picked up now from Sarah Kish, and she'll get a well-earned try, Kish. We saw her do some good things in the first half, ball in hand. And again, oh, nice little defense there. Philly not giving up at all as Kish dots down right under the post, extends the lead even further for Chicago. And you're seeing, again, we talked about in the first game, a couple of strike plays for Berkeley. And again, the Chicago outfit looked like they've got probably 3 or 4 players that can run the length of the field at any given time.
We've seen some great distribution of the ball, a lot of different try scorers here in the Chicago team. Saw Kish just doing a fantastic job to see the gaps, just weaving, nice little swerve step, making sure she creates space for herself and gets some more points for Chicago Lions.
Yeah, we're in the dying stages here of the second half, just 40 seconds left on the scoreboard clock. And Chicago in no hurry to get things restarted, have this game well and truly wrapped up, 33 points to 0. We'll get a kick off anyway. Nice little restart there from Fish. Goes down. We talked about Kathleen Hallinan before. She's been a pretty solid player for Philadelphia. Advantage coming here for Philly though. Let's see how they finish this game. Let's see if they can get a score on the board, at least get a try in the dying stages. Another pick and go. They're right up over halfway now. They had some success with the pick and go in the first half. Comes out to Snyder. 1-on-1. She can't get away. Yes, she does. Beautiful little pass back inside. That's with Tunney. She's well met, though. Chicago scrambling well. Still the ball with Philly, about 22 out from the line. Another pick and go. They just keep driving forward. Philadelphia inside the 22 for the first time in what feels like the entire game. They move it out. There's Hallinan. She comes out to the left. 1-on-1. Down with the 11 now. That's Worker. She gets around the outside. Worker showing some pace. The substitution, she's come on late. She's fresh and she shows it. She gets around the outside, and finally Philadelphia breakthrough for a well-earned try right on the end of the game there. 33 points to 5.
So great efforts there by substitutions, really kind of injecting that pace that they needed. Also kind of going with the game plan maybe associated with more of the 15 style with that pick and go in charge and getting those hard yards and opening up space for Worker here on the sideline.
And that is full time, 33 points to 5, Chicago over Philadelphia. We're going to step away for a little break. Don't go away. When we get back, we're going to have a look at another one of the powerhouses, San Diego Surfers, taking on the outfit from Hawaii, Manawahine.